Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Tim Stoddart. Welcome to Tim Stodds FM. Thank you so much for joining me. Good morning. Happy Friday. Today's date is November 9th, 2018. And once again, 2 days in a row, I have a very important and detailed post for you guys. I've just been really kind of in the flow recently with my writing, and I've been consistently putting together posts that are like around 1,200 words, which, you know, isn't like a whole lot, but it takes at least an hour to write these things. And I've been feeling really, really good about the direction, and I've been feeling really good about the response from the podcast, and I'm enjoying myself a whole lot. And I'm excited to read this today because today is another important subject matter. At least it is to me. Not so much like social significance as yesterday's episode was, but more of a personal significance and an area that I feel like I can really share some experience with and help some people out. Before we get into that, let me remind you that this episode is brought to you by the Tim Stodds Academy. Sign up for the Tim Stodds Academy, and every Monday you will get a detailed lesson, course, strategy exercise on online marketing and online business. So do you want to create your own blog? Do you want to create your own online business? Do you want to start an online store? Whatever it is, I have experience in it, and I'm putting together weekly courses, weekly lessons to teach you how to succeed with online marketing and online business. You can sign up for it at timstodds.com/academy. It's really great. You're going to love it. All right, so let's get started. Today's episode is called The Benefits of Daily Blogging. The benefits of daily blogging. I started my blog because Seth Godin told me to do it. I used to be subscribed to Success Magazine, and every issue came with a CD of an interview. This was a whopping 8 years ago, back when CDs were a thing. It was the first time I've heard of Seth Godin. In the interview, someone had asked him what the best piece of advice he could give was, and he said to start a blog and write in it every day. So that's what I did. That's where it all started for me. One thing led to another, and here I am. Still blogging, still writing, still discovering more about myself and about my place in the world. My blog is one of the best career moves and personal choices I've ever made. The benefits of daily blogging come in many different forms. I'd like to share them with you. Let's get started. Daily blogging gives me discipline. It's not an easy thing to write a blog post every day. Some days I don't feel like doing it. Some days I can't think of anything good to say. Some days are boring and uneventful and have nothing to inspire me. Those are the days that matter most because that's when discipline plays a role. People have this strange conception about art. They think that in order to be a good artist, you need to be inspired. But that's ridiculous. This is my work, and I am responsible for my work in the same way that anyone else would be. You can't call out of work because you're uninspired, yet artists do it all the time. That's the difference between amateurs and professionals. Amateurs wait for inspiration and motivation. Professionals get the job done. It's important to me to be able to push through those blocks of strain and struggle. It seems like every night I sit down at dinner with Juliana and I ask, Jules, what should I write about tonight? She replies, I don't know, babe. You'll figure it out. Daily blogging gives me my ideas. I don't write every day because I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of ideas because I write every day. In reality, it is the days in which I just described that are the real opportunities. On the days where I'm really stuck, that's when I need to start digging. That's where I start to look around. One thing leads to another, and over time, I find openings, opportunities, angles, or situations that I wouldn't have been able to see if I wasn't so inundated with learning and researching and writing. My blog is a daily exercise of my mind. In the same way you can strengthen your muscles and your body through physical exercise, I strengthen my knowledge base and my intellect through collecting data and writing about it. Daily blogging is the most beneficial marketing tool. Why would anyone start a blog? Why waste your time blogging when you could take selfies on Instagram or create a YouTube channel? The internet is all about images and videos now. You need to be doing video or else no one will find you. Right? That's so wrong. It couldn't be more wrong. I will tell you why. First, search engines still index websites by their words. Search engines, mainly Google, are still the biggest driver of web traffic, and search engines need to be able to read words. Google can't actually index what is being said or talked about in a video or podcast. Google needs to see the words. If you spend time creating written content, you will have a much better chance of being found through search. Second, most people consume text rather than video. In fact, younger people prefer to get their news through written text rather than video. It's also not to say that people aren't watching video, because they are, but people rarely watch a video from beginning to end. In fact, the average Facebook video is watched for 23 seconds. The point is that written word is still a much more impactful and therefore a much more effective marketing tool. Lastly, written word has a much lower barrier to entry. High production value for video is incredibly expensive. Sure, you can pull out your phone and you can start a blog, but that only goes so far. Without professional editing, music, layovers, and transitions, video content eventually won't be taken seriously. But the written word doesn't need all of that. All I need is a blank page. Daily blogging gives me something to stand in front of. Some people would say that it's just as beneficial to keep a diary or a journal. I suppose I agree with that. But the difference between a diary is that it is private. You can hide things in a diary. I journal in my notebook every day, but that's mostly for me to keep my life in order. When you have a blog, you are not hiding. In fact, you are doing the opposite of hiding. You are sharing. This is what I think. This is what I feel. I'm going to share this with you. It's not spouting an opinion on a message board, and it's not retweeting something that is agreeable with you. To post a blog, you need to carefully outline your thoughts and present your ideas in a way that is digestible and clear. Then, you need to publish your work. And this is the real scary part. The value of hitting publish, I can't say it enough. The hardest part about creating art is showing it to other people. I often wonder how many beautiful poems are stacked up in bookshelves, never to be read. I wonder how many amazing songs have been written in the minds of musicians that no one will ever hear. Hitting publish builds character. Even if your work sucks, the value of putting it out for the world to see is a life-changing experience. You are making yourself vulnerable. There's nothing that toughens you up faster than being ridiculed in front of a crowd. But that's okay, because you are living life. You are truly living. I'm reminded of one of my favorite Teddy quotes. And I quote, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. In conclusion, I could keep going on. I could keep listing the obvious benefits of building positive habits into my life, but ultimately, for me, it's pretty simple. I write in my blog every day because I choose to, because it's hard. I do it because I want to see how long I can go for, because I think I can go longer than you can. I do it because I love to write, because it makes me happy. It's a contribution that I give to the world. Honestly, I can't think of a single good reason not to. Thanks everyone for tuning into this episode of the podcast. Really appreciate you. If you could, leave me a rating on iTunes, hit the subscribe button, sign up for the email list if you wish to receive my blogs in written form via email every morning. You can do that at timstodds.com. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace out.